Thanks for checking out another one of my favorite videos. It's hard to believe that we're already so far into the year. I don't understand where time goes. I really don't. Anyways, this month, as some of you may know, my boyfriend and I went to Florida to attend a wedding for one of his good friends. While we were down there, we also kind of road tripped around the whole state really to see a couple other of his friends. And I grew up going to Disney, so one of my favorite things to do, obviously, is go to a couple of the parks. So I dragged him along with us and we had a great time. So in this video, you're probably going to see a lot of the favorites that I used on our trip. I am thinking, because I do travel quite a bit, I'm wondering if that would be something you guys would be interested in, a favorite travel edition. If you are, definitely put a comment down below because that's something that I think would be really easy for me to film for you. Some of my favorite travel tips, tricks, and tools, I guess. But needless to say, let's get started. My very first favorite of the month. So my first favorite is definitely something you guys probably have seen the unboxing of. This is the Neverfull MM in the monogram canvas with the turquoise V. This was a limited edition from 2015, I believe. It was, I think their resort or their like summer collection maybe. I ended up getting it pre-loved. For the whole pre-loved story, I will link that video up here for you so you can get the full idea of what I went through to get this bag. Needless to say, my favorite definitely has to be the Facebook page. I've had a lot of people ask me about it. I will put in the description box below the exact wording of the Facebook page. I think it's by, you have to request to be in that group, but definitely such a great experience. I ended up getting the bag, and then I also did get the pochette, the little pouch that went along with it too from a different buyer on Facebook. But needless to say, this bag was such a great tote. I have said time and time again, I am not a Neverfull fan. I didn't think I ever would be. I definitely didn't expect to like the MM size. I will do a full review at some point on this bag, but for now, I just want you guys to know that this month, this bag has been so great. I ended up throwing so much in it for travel. It really wasn't my everyday purse per se, but it was such a great tote bag. So I definitely think that this bag was highly used and favored this month. I also did use my Toiletry 26 this month quite a bit. This ended up being such a great catch-all for the things that we needed traveling, such as phone chargers and extra those extra like battery packs. I think I put a lot of my camera battery packs and memory chips in here. We went to Disney, like I said, so I had our magic bands in here. I had gift cards in here. This was pretty much my essentials, the things that I didn't want to leave in the car going from hotel to hotel. I wanted to keep with us, and this was a perfect size. I also did carry it as a clutch. One of the days that we were down there, we went out for an evening, and this truly was such a great, between these two, I have to say, both of them were so great for traveling. Next up is a new cup that I got. I got this for my birthday from a really good friend of mine. The brand is actually by Tervis. You guys all know I'm obsessed with Tervis. I have been for years. This is actually, sorry, the ice is actually still in it from yesterday at lunchtime. I filled it up with ice, and no joke, it's still in there. It's designed by Tervis, but the brand is actually SIC. I'll link below. I think they now are selling them on the Tervis website. I just used my Tervis straws with this, but this truly was incredible. When leaving the hotel, I would fill it up with ice and then pour some bottled water in it. And you guys, Florida this time of year was super hot. My car got so crazy hot. The ice stayed in the cup. I thought Tervis was great. This was like, this is on a whole nother level, you guys. Definitely check it out. I don't have a Yeti, so I can't compare it to it, but I do think it's like Tervis's like version of the Yeti. So highly recommended. This was a lifesaver all month. I don't think I have been a day without it. So great. Next, let's talk about skincare / beauty things. This month I have found a few things that I really enjoyed, especially being out in the humidity of Florida. I think I posted it in my Sephora haul. I got this Clinique Acne Solutions BB cream. And this was such a great thing for out at the beach. This is SPF 40, and it has really, it's actually all I'm wearing today. It doesn't have full coverage, but it definitely gives enough coverage, but it doesn't feel like you're wearing makeup. It was great when we were out at the beach. I felt like I had enough sunscreen on, but I also felt like I was having a little bit of coverage and could kind of have that glowy, fun skin. So that was definitely a must use this summer. I think I will get a lot more use out of it going throughout the summer. And I also felt like it wasn't clogging my pores. I didn't feel like my skin was really bad through the trip, which when I travel lately, it's tending to get a little more worse. I also have been using Trish McAvoy Lash Curling in Jet. This was, let me show you. This was great when I was out at the beach. We actually spent 2 days in Daytona in the ocean, and it was so incredible. I forgot how much I love swimming in the ocean. And then we spent another 2 days down in Miami. And both places, I threw a little light layer of this on in the morning, and I didn't have to worry about it coming off when I was in the ocean. It's so gentle, and it doesn't give like super volumizing lashes if you don't really build it. So I didn't feel like I was like, whoa, she's wearing makeup to the beach kind of person. So I really, really liked that. I also, when I was out, we did get sunburned. It was mainly my fault because I kind of kept forgetting to reapply every time I'd come out of the ocean. But needless to say, this was recommended by my dermatologist. This was a great SPF. It's only SPF 30, but she said that the most important thing when buying sunscreen, especially when you're in a place like Florida or you're at the beach, you're going to be outside a lot, is make sure it has zinc in it. So this was really a great thing. My face never burnt. It was more like around here, my legs, my shoulders, and that was because I was using a spray sunscreen that didn't have the zinc. So I definitely noticed a difference when I applied this one with the zinc in it. I also when I was going out at night, I did use I was really hesitant if I was going to keep this. The IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Compact. This is in the shade Light. I did wear this a little bit when we were out. We went to a wedding. It was so hot. I was sweating so much, so I didn't want to have anything too heavy. This actually felt really good on. I didn't feel like it was cakey like some of my other products. I didn't feel like it was too heavy. When I was sweating, I felt like my skin still could breathe. So that was definitely great to have while we were down in that climate and that temperature. Throughout the whole trip, I really didn't use that many lip products. I did use this wet lip. It's wet lip, and it's by Glam Glow. It's mirrored, so it's going to be really hard to see. But this is actually what I'm using. All of these products are pretty much the only thing that I'm wearing today. Plus, I added a little bit of a little bit of eyeshadow. But needless to say, such a natural look, which I really liked. This was really hydrating, and it felt great. I can't remember if it has SPF in it or not, but that was great. And then my last thing, this was such a great buy. I got this at Sephora right before we left. I wanted something knowing that my freckles were going to come out, and I was going to try to go as little makeup as I could while we were down there. I wanted something that just kind of gave me that glowing effect. I did buy the No Highlighter. I do like that, but I wanted something a little bit more of a pop. I've heard so much about the Beck Cosmetics, so I didn't want to invest in a $40 like big jar if I didn't know I'd actually use it or how it would look on my skin. So at Sephora, when you're kind of going through the checkout, they have all those like little travel size things, and they had this Beck Cosmetics Glow on the Go, and it was $20, and it has 2 products in it. This is what the box looks like, and both products are, in my opinion, like, this is so, I actually am really excited. Opal, the Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed Powder in the color Opal, and this is what that looks like. And this was so, I feel like this was like a perfect amount of shimmer, especially for that night that I went to the wedding and our like evening events. And then I ended up just throwing this on top to kind of bump it up. But this was perfect for like every day going out wanting to look a little bit like sun-kissed, I guess. I don't really know. But this is also in the color Opal. It is the Skin Perfector Spotlight. And this was such a great, like, little highlighter. I was really, really impressed. These two products have made me really like Beck. This is my first Beck Cosmetics purchase that I've made, and I'm really, really pleased with that. That was my skincare items that I really used a lot while we were on vacation. Next is something that, actually the next two products are kind of work related. I know a lot of you have mentioned that you want me to kind of incorporate some of my work stuff. I will start doing hopefully like different videos that actually are just tips and tricks from work. But one of the things that I really, really have learned from work is how much I don't like to iron and how much you don't need to iron. Nothing, okay, not nothing. Very few things actually need an iron for. The best thing you can get is a steamer. I will at some point tell you about the steamers that I have that I've used, which ones are good, which ones aren't. But for the sake of this video, one of my favorite things, most used things on our trip was this little guy. This is a handheld steamer. This is actually, there's so many different versions of it, so many different brands. This is Joy. It is from Bed Bath & Beyond. You can use your 20% coupon. It's a $20 steamer. I wouldn't recommend it for everyday use at all. I have had probably 2 or 3 of them that I even use on jobs, and by the end of the job, it's like shot. But for travel, it comes with this little pouch, which is great, and all you do is open it up. You fill up this inside with water. Clearly, it heats it up. The steam comes out, and you can steam your clothes. I have learned that it's so much easier to pack clothes by really putting them in those little cubes, but everything gets super, super wrinkled. So to me, this is a must-have when traveling. And on this trip, it was so great because half the time we were going out at night and we had nicer clothes. And honestly, even if I laid them out in the back of the car, they would get wrinkled. So this, we just kept in the hotel. It came in with us every night, and I'd fill it up with a little bit of water. We'd steam out whatever we needed for the next morning, and we were good to go. This is probably one of the best things I can suggest when traveling. And if I do end up doing a travel video, you definitely will see this. And my final item that kind of goes along with the vacation / work, something that I use on every day, multiple times a day when I'm working, is this little printer. This is a Canon Selphy printer, and it is such a great investment. I don't remember how much they cost. I think I've gone through maybe 2 or 3 of them now just because I use them all the time when I'm working. Personal use, I don't think you would need to buy multiple, but basically for traveling, I'm realizing I'm taking so many pictures, and part of the fun is going through your pictures. Posting them on social media is amazing. However, I always get really nervous about having everything digital. I want to be able to, years down the road, go through these pictures, and I just feel like I'm not gonna sit and go through pictures on my computer or my phone, or 8 phones ago, open up an old iPhone and start scrolling through pictures. So to me, printing out pictures is still very important. I know that there are so many websites now that do it. You can go through Shutterfly, you can go through like Make Apple Books and all those things. But to me, investing in a small printer that actually works is my favorite thing. After going on vacation, I do print off probably not all my pictures, but I would say I bet I print off maybe 20 to 40 pictures, my favorite things. And I don't really put them anywhere anymore, but just so eventually we can come across them and we can flip through them, just makes me feel better about having my pictures. All you do, this is so easy, and it's very different than a regular ink printer. You put the little slide in there, and on this side is where the ink cartridge goes. And basically what this does, which is very different than our regular printers that we use, is it doesn't print with ink. It actually puts a whole coat of the color on it. I don't know if I'm really explaining that correctly, but it basically will lay first like a clear layer, I think, on the photo paper, and then it lays each color, red, or like a pinky, a blue, and a yellow. And so basically what you're getting at the end of the photo is not something that is just like the colors are put on the paper, it's actually laid on. So what you're getting is a really high quality picture. It doesn't print the same way as like the old HP printers, those little photo printers do. I have pictures from those and they have already gotten faded over the course of like 10 or 12 years. This to me is, out of all the photo printers I've tried, a really great idea. If you don't want to spend the money in ordering prints and printing off all the time, I think that this is just such a good printer, especially after vacations or if you have kids or special events that you want to just print off a few pictures. It's super great. The ink you can get online. You also can get it just at Office Depot or Office Max or any of those things. This is what the ink looks like. It actually comes in a kit instead of having to buy the ink cartridges and the paper separately. It comes in these packs because since it's paper that goes on top of the photos, you already know how much ink you have to have for each photo, and you already know obviously the amount of paper. So they give you the same amount of paper as ink. So you just buy these kits and you get 108 sheets. I think that this is $34 maybe for 108, but for me, especially coming back from vacation, I like to print all my pictures. That's that. Thank you all for checking out another one of my favorite videos. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already and you would like to. And definitely don't forget to check out my Instagram. I have a lot more Louis Vuitton photos in my collection on there. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you. Hey, thanks for checking out another one. Hey, I always start with hey. Let's try again. We to give you some of the favorite, of course I'm going to give you favorite items. It's a favorites video. Almost halfway, or are we halfway done? What month are we in? Are we halfway done? Wait. Hey guys. Oh, this is going to be a long one. So my first item, I guess I should probably have it. Okay. I should take this off too. Video up here. This corner? Yeah, up here. I was in, obviously I was in Florida. Well, my number one thing that no, I can't say my number one. I have lots of number one. It's by Joy. It is from, where is it from? Put it together. Maybe that's not how you put it together. I look forward to, totally getting distracted here. I look forward to hearing from you all soon. Hopefully I will see you soon. Say soon one more time. Okay. Another one of my favorite. I should show you just, I think this is really cool. This is the difference between having the big light and not having it. Makes a big difference. All I have are those cheap like umbrella lights from Amazon. I do think I want to get a halo light eventually, but look at the difference. I just think that's cool. Anyways, adios.